Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings. Welcome to Memory Keeping Friday. It is the 1st of June, so we have so many things to talk about. So I wanted to share with you guys where my album is at, kind of what I've done last month. I've taken a chunk of my album out. There's just a bunch of things going on with my album. So I thought we would chat about that. I want to remind you that today on my website is the June challenge, photo challenge that I do, that you can post on Instagram, social media. You can just use to help you take photos. And then at the very bottom of that post, you can enter your name and your email address. And when you enter that and you hit sign me up, it takes you to another page, and my ultimate guide for capturing everyday photos is right on that page. So that's when you sign up at the bottom of my post. But then also today, my regular first Friday of the month post, where I just have a bunch of photo ideas for you guys, that's up as well. So let me just share with you guys, this is usually how my album looks. It sits in a little corner in my office, and it's where I dump everything that needs to go in it. So you can see that there are a bunch of things that need to go in this album. Some of this stuff is for Kayla, some of it's for our house album. There's just a bunch of stuff. So that's the first thing I do. I wanted to mention that I just have a pile of stuff that always needs to get into my album. The second thing that I've done is I have taken out from July through December of my album. I have 2 albums per year. I have not found a way to fit one album in 1 year. Unfortunately, I really wish that I could, but I don't. So I have a January through June, and then I have July through December. So what I do is I don't quite have an album yet, so I take my chunk out, my page protectors, because some of this is already set up. You guys know that I do that. And I just use these little rings and I clip that together, and then as soon as I get another album, I can transfer it in. So I always try to find these albums on sale. I don't like paying full price for them, so sometimes I'm in between albums. So let me share with you guys what has happened, where I'm at. I still do not have my journaling done. I got all the way up to March, I believe, and that's where my journaling ended. So several of you have emailed me and said, please show a tutorial on how to do journaling on the computer. So I am going to do that next week. I'm committing to doing that next Friday. It's gonna be all about journaling, because this week, Saturday and Sunday, I'm pulling my album out and I'm gonna do all my journaling and get it all caught up. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and film a tutorial. So my journaling is done up until about March. This is where it ends. So I have this insert. This was a 12 by 12 page I did. This was an insert. You guys saw all of that. For April, I will be doing I will be handwriting my journaling on these cards, because they're already made for journaling. They're not just paper. So that will be really easy, and I'll just do the journaling. I'm missing 2 photos here in April. I don't know what happened. I just missed those photos, and I'm gonna have to go back and see what I can do, how I can fill in. I'll probably do a post on this later this month, doing some fill in. I'll probably go back on my Facebook page, see if there's anything that I can pull to fill that. I might do something about the weather. I just need to come up with something to go there, because I just don't have any. So this, at the end of April, is an insert. I have a video on this that I'm going to be sharing later in the month on my Project Life, my Stampin' Up! Kits. So my Project Life by Stampin' Up! Tuesday, that will be featured on it. So this is where I think the last couple weeks I've talked about my photo challenge and how to get more stories about the photos, or more meaningful photos, into your album. So that's where I started the challenge. And so really these photos right in here are like everyday photos. Like I took a photo that day and put it in there. So that was easy enough. And then I have a bunch of memorabilia, because there was Mother's Day this month, and my friend Wendy found these great inserts, and I'm gonna have a link to where you can purchase these online, but they're an 8.5 by 11 page protector. They're really thick, but they are divided into 4. So I love this, because look what I was able to do. So I have more cards from this month. I have a couple more cards that I need to stick in here, but this is really nice because I keep all of my cards. When I get cards from Stampin' Up! For my uplines that say congratulations for being in the top 10 for sales, I keep those cards. I cannot bear to throw them away. So usually I just stick them in this pocket, but this month you can see that there's a lot of other stuff in this pocket. And so this is a nice way to actually be able to see the front of them, and it fits really nicely. So I loved that find. I did a traditional page that I shared a couple weeks ago, and then on the back of that traditional page I just inserted this picture that my daughter made me for Mother's Day. This is another insert. I think I've already featured it on my website, but this is just a different design page protector, and then I just did an insert right in that month, and then we continue on. For this month, the month of May, I'm using the Aqua Core Kit, and so I'll hand write my journaling because it already has the lines and everything. So then this is the very next week, and it also has an insert. This I will be featuring later on in the month. This is a brand new kit from Stampin' Up! And I've already used it, and I'll do hand journaling on this again because it already has the lines. But you can see I have a receipt here. This is a new kit. It's really pretty. I did some stamping and some embellishing. Then we go to the end of May. Right here we did pretty good. All the way through May the photos are taken. So I wanted to mention a few things. Halfway through the month of May, my kids got sick. So we ended up in the emergency room with all three of them. They got sick. I've been exhausted because I've not been sleeping. So I was taking pictures every day, but some of these are not, like, this is not exactly the last week of May. Like, this did not happen the last week of May. I had a bunch of photos that I was like, I'm pretty sure this came at the end of the month. This is probably around the time we were sick. This is what we were doing. And so I just filled in the gaps. So while at the very beginning of the month, all these photos are actually in order because I was following the photo challenge. So this was the photo challenge with sunset. There was one that was obsession. There was one over here that was unexpected. I think unexpected is on this page. Cleanup was this one. So a lot of these are in order in the very beginning of the month because I was specifically following that photo challenge, making sure I snapped those photos every day. But then as things got crazy and we got sick and it became harder, I ended up not keeping them in order, or not really realizing when something was taken, or I had 2 photos done on one day and none on the next day. So I just sprinkled them throughout the rest of May and I didn't worry about it. So don't get caught up in this has to be perfect. I started this photo challenge, now I'm not doing it. What am I gonna do? Just let's throw in the towel for the whole month. Instead, just be like, okay, like I did it. I followed this for a week or 3 days, and that's where my photos go. And then the rest of these photos, I'll just sprinkle in my album. So I wanted to mention that because that is something that really happened to me this last month. So now we're in June. We have a new photo challenge. Of course, that's up on my site. And then I do have my ultimate guide to capturing everyday photos. So there's tons of ideas for photos if you guys are stuck on what to take photos of. And we're going into the summer months. And so there's going to be lots of stuff going on. My kids are out of school, so it's going to be a little bit more crazy. But we'll have lots of photos. So next week, I will be talking about journaling on your computer. I'll be talking all about journaling because that's what I'm gonna do this weekend. And I will have an updated ultimate guide to journaling up for you guys next Friday. So make sure you come back next Friday and check out that post. So thanks guys for coming by. Make sure you head over to my website, sign up at the bottom, to get that ultimate guide and to stay in touch with me. I always appreciate that. So thanks guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.